Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Finance Lingo. It has been some time since I uploaded any videos. Basically, in this video, I'll be concluding what my earnings for 2017. Unfortunately, because of time, because of my hectic schedule during the January to March, some of the data is missing. So the details from January to March is no longer around. Well, basically that's all I can do. I just need to summarize the trading earnings or investment earnings from April to December. Since it's gone, there's nothing much I can do. So what I have here was as what you can see here, basically for the year of April 2007, my some take profits of 2194. So what I did was I key in all these details over here. April earnings 2194 in Sing dollars, the Sing dollars over here, and the Hong Kong dollars over here. So that's what I did. So I just go through one by one to show you guys. So that's what I can see. This is the April earnings. So just let me do some scroll. This was the April, Sing dollar Hong Kong. Sorry, that was the May, and the June Sing dollars are negative. July, so July was pretty decent one. July, August, and September. Thereafter followed by September, followed by October. This was one of the losses. I cut on one of the big positions I've been holding for some time. Unfortunately, it was a very bad investment. I decided to cut loss on it. Horrible. So there was the year I realized all the losses. So in this case, I need to realize this. So well, quite a upset here. So for that month, and that was for November. Okay, not a good month as well. I decided to cut loss at another stock. Thankfully I cut loss, otherwise the loss would have been bigger because the stock actually went into suspension. Alright, so okay, basically just gonna highlight to you guys. I have lost the 3 months of data, and I just need to highlight to you guys what's going on. So in the month of July, what happened was similarly I had a bad investment when the news was announced, and I never checked. When I realized the news, it was already 2 days or 3 days late. Then eventually, I decided to cut. So I had this big position of Hong Kong dollars here. Otherwise, this loss could have been minimized. So when I realized something was happened, unfortunately, it was too late. So it amounted to about 9,000 Hong Kong dollars, which is equivalent to about close to about 2,000 Sing dollars. So kind of bad. But nonetheless, I did spot some good stocks which thankfully bring me back to profit regions. So what happened was, I just gonna show it to you into April. So was it April? Okay, so that's why I'm gonna show it to you. No, it's not here. So in this month, in the past few months, I've been trading on one stock. I can't remember where it is. Alright, so here it is. This was a stock, very interesting Hong Kong stocks. So basically, these stocks I entered in the month of April 2017, and I noticed a very unusual thing about this stock. This stock has been trading sideways. A very good investment stock which trade on sideways. Is very good to do some trading on the stocks. So basically, as what you can see here, I entered trades from April and I entered trades in August. So I bought and I sold here. Similarly, I bought a few days later and I sold again. So just on these few tradings, I made a good decent 5,000 over Hong Kong dollars. In this month of which month was that? August. So August here, you can see a pretty good month to recover all the losses. So it was a very good stock to trade for the sideways market. And subsequently, in the month of let me see which month was that. In the month of October, I took profit on it again. So I can, as what you can see, in the month of September, I decided to buy and I keep the shares again. And the month of October, I decided to sell the stocks and I made on Hong Kong dollars on this again. So just this alone, I did manage to recover some of the losses. So and then it continues on, but nonetheless I conclude my earnings at December. So nonetheless, just going to show it to you what happened in the month of January for the Hong Kong market. So I know this January was a very unusual month, or it went all the way until February. So in the month of January, I actually decided to take profits on a lot of Hong Kong stocks. So that's why you can see Hai Tong once again. I decided to take profits, and take profits on Hai Tong. Unfortunately, it went skyrocket. I don't know. It reported good earnings and the share price did went very high. So I decided to take all the profits and it came down. I decided to buy back again. So I do have some holdings of Hai Tong again. So unfortunately, I buy at about 5.2 something, or I can't remember, 5.3. So it went right now to 4 point something again. So the stock have been trading sideways. So but this is a very good investment stock likewise. So when I come back to here for the financial year 2007, I did make about 8,004. To me, it's very little and it's one of the most lowest earnings comparing the Sing and the Hong Kong dollars. Nonetheless, I did receive about 6,000 Hong Kong dollars of dividends. Net of net, actually have 2,000 plus of worth of Hong Kong dollars. And Sing dollars earnings, I did for the year, for the 9 months of 2017, I made only 2,003 after realizing two big losses here. Alright, so nonetheless, I did make some US shares on my somewhere. Alright, and some unit trust earnings, but I just do estimates because I don't have the precise details. Nonetheless, just good estimations. It's actually more than 3,000 in unit trust earnings, and some Hong Kong and US shares actually make 3,000 plus. Somewhere else is not captured here. So all in all, when I add up the Sing dollars, the Hong Kong dollars I made, and some other alternative earnings I made, I only made about 10,000 Sing dollars for the year 2017. It wasn't a very good year. I should have made actually more. But then I got to realize these two losses, which looks pretty bad. So well, nonetheless, I got to cut the losses. As what I said, thankfully I've cut these losses here and losses, otherwise the loss could have been mount. So as what I can see, it's very important to cut the losses, especially for a few other stocks. That's why I've seen over here, like the month of October. So was it October? No, let me guess, it should be in December. Yes, December I did cut losses. Yes, December. No, December. Yes, it was November. I decided to cut these losses. Well, the candlesticks showing a very horrible bear candles. I suspect something unusual is going on. I decided to actually hold this stock for coming to a year. It was very disappointing. Expecting good earnings, but apparently some operational risk happens within these stocks. I need to cut losses. It really hard pain on this. So otherwise, you have made bigger earnings. Everything of this company is doing fine. Apparently, operation risk does happens. Some of the employees provided some fraud numbers to. Okay, so right now this company is under investigations. So that's why important. It's very good important to check on the candlesticks. Similarly, those Hai Tong trades I made, Hai Tong trades, this goes to show that this stocks is a very good fundamental stock. That's why I decided to buy and keep these stocks. Anytime it goes too high, I just sell it off. So this is trading. So basically, that's what I have for this earnings for 2017. It wasn't a good earnings, but 2018. I hope that it's get better because the year 2018 January, I started off with a very good Hong Kong earnings and some big profits on Singapore as well. So it started off with a good year. So hoping that this thing continues. Well, I do not know what's going to happen, but nonetheless, let's hope that 2018 is a good year. So this was my 2017 earnings. to me it's a disappointing. Disappointing on the shares of I made, because I did made a pretty good earnings for one of my clients, which about 20% of Hong Kong market alone, and myself was making all in all about 5% or 6-7% of my total invested capital. Thankfully, my unit trust did very well for last year, which did about 10% or even 20% returns. I can't, but nonetheless, I do not have a precise numbers because the system doesn't capture for me. So nonetheless, I'm still in the profit. I'm still pretty happy with it. So do stay around for my next videos, because in the next videos I'll be sharing with you one of the stocks which I do forecast that it is going to be a very big earnings and a very rock solid stock, and it's going to have a very, you will very likely to be a multi-bagger over the next few years. But you must still stay tuned and for my next videos. So that's all for this videos. It's just a quick simple summary of my 2017 trading or an investment. All right, so that's all for this video, and see you again.